If you're managing a mobile workforce, we're talking sales reps, delivery teams, any kind of field agent, you know the feeling. It's that nagging uncertainty, right? Where is my team, really? Are they hitting their targets? Are we just missing opportunities? It's this constant battle for clarity. So let's dive into this and see how technology is trying to bring some certainty back to the world of field management.
At the heart of it all is what we can call the field management challenge. And it's really just that gap, the gap between what you think is happening out on the ground and what's actually going on. And trust me, that gap can cost you big time in sales, efficiency, and market share. Okay, let's be real. This is the question, isn't it? The one that probably keeps a lot of managers up at night. It's the absolute foundation of everything. Because if you can't trust the location data, how can you trust any of the other data that comes after it? It's the ultimate blind spot.
But what if you could just get rid of that blind spot for good? With real-time journey mapping, you can. And look, this isn't just a random pin on a map. This is a time-stamped, plotted route showing you the exact path a rep took from one customer to the next. That nagging uncertainty we talked about? Gone. You always know the answer.
And it goes so much deeper than just location. Managers are wrestling with a whole bunch of issues. What are my reps actually doing when they're at a customer's site? What happens to all that precious customer data and those relationships if a star rep suddenly leaves? How can I spot a problem and jump in to fix it today, not at the end of the month in some report? And hey, are our routes even making sense? Or are we just wasting time and gas driving all over the place? These are the real-world headaches.
So, now that we've laid out the problems, let's talk about the solution. This is where a system like FieldMaxPro comes into the picture. It's designed specifically to replace all that guesswork with solid, real-time data and give managers, well, total clarity.
And the whole philosophy behind it is pretty simple. It's not about micromanaging, not at all. It's about empowering. The whole point is to give managers the information they need right when they need it, so they can lead their teams effectively and make smarter, data-driven decisions. So how does it all work? Well, the entire system is built on this really simple but super powerful four-pillar framework: plan, engage, track, and report. Think of it as a complete cycle for managing your field operations from beginning to end. Let's break down each one. First up, you've got to plan. Success in the field rarely just happens by accident, right? It all starts with a solid, strategic plan to make sure you're covering all your customers as efficiently as possible.
What this really means is you can finally ditch that messy whiteboard or complicated spreadsheet. Reps can use the calendar right in the app to plan out their day, and managers get this bird's-eye view to make sure routes are optimized and that no customer is falling through the cracks. It's all about being proactive instead of constantly reactive.
Okay, on to our second pillar, engage. So, the plan got your rep to the customer's doorstep. Now what? This is where the app really becomes their all-in-one toolkit for that entire interaction.
And just look at the range of things a rep can do here. They're not just logging a simple check-in, they are taking orders, they're checking inventory levels, snapping photos for brand visibility, conducting surveys, and even gathering intel on what the competition is up to, all inside one single structured workflow.
All right, next up, pillar number 3, track. All this planning and engaging is fantastic, but it doesn't mean a whole lot if you can't measure it, right? Tracking is all about monitoring performance as it happens in real time.
So the crucial thing here is the immediacy. Both the rep and the manager can see performance against their KPIs, their key performance indicators, instantly. How many visits did I complete today? What's my sales total looking like? How close am I to hitting my monthly target? The answers are right there, on the screen, updating with every single action.
And that brings us to the final pillar, which is report. This is where all that raw data that's been collected from the field gets turned into something incredibly valuable: strategic insight.
And this, right here, is the payoff. Every single piece of data, from visit times, sales figures, competitor stock levels, you name it, it all flows into a dynamic dashboard that looks something like this. Management can then slice and dice that information any way they want to see trends, spot opportunities, and just get a clear picture of the health of their entire field operation at a glance.
Now that four-pillar system covers the fundamentals beautifully, but what really sets a platform like FieldMaxPro apart are those innovative features, the things that give you a true competitive edge. Let's take a look at a few of those.
This is just brilliant. They've integrated directly with WhatsApp, so a retailer can literally just message an order through a chatbot, and boom,
It automatically shows up in the FieldMaxPro system ready to be fulfilled. It makes reordering totally frictionless for your customer and helps make sure you never miss a sale, even if a rep isn't physically standing there.
Okay, quick definition time for our next feature, a planogram. If you've ever worked in retail or consumer goods, you know exactly what this is. It's basically a blueprint, a diagram that shows exactly how products should be arranged on a shelf to maximize their visibility and, of course, their sales. It's a whole science.
Now, check this out. FieldMaxPro actually has a planogram dashboard. Your reps can report on what the shelves look like in the real world, and the system analyzes how well your products are displayed compared to your plan and, more importantly, compared to your competitors. So it's not just about managing your people anymore, it's about actively managing your share of the shelf.
And of course, in this day and age, you've got AI. Meet Dami. It's an AI chatbot that's built right into the app and the dashboard. So instead of having to dig around for a report or call a support line, a user can just ask Dami, "Hey, what are my daily sales?" or "How do I use this feature?" It's all about making the system faster and a whole lot easier to use.
So we've seen all the cool features, but what about the results? I mean, does all this technology actually make a difference for the people who are using it every single day?
Well, don't just take my word for it. This quote from a real sales manager, Frederick Uchenna, pretty much says it all. He's highlighting those core benefits we talked about: accurate data, exact locations, and monitoring efficiency. That's validation coming straight from the field.
And here's what that power of data looks like in action. This is a real brand visibility report from the system. Instead of just guessing about your market share, you get a hard number. In this example, MTN has 54.2% visibility. Now that is actionable intelligence. You can see exactly where you stand and start making strategic decisions based on facts, not just feeling.
So we'll end on this thought. After seeing all of this, the real question isn't just about what a system like this costs, it's about the cost of not knowing. What's the price you're paying for those inefficient routes, the missed sales opportunities, or losing shelf space to a competitor because you just didn't see it happening? And maybe more importantly, what could your team really achieve if they had perfect visibility?